Hello everyone, welcome back to our Rhino tutorial. Today we are going to show you the basics for Rhino. First, we're going to double click this icon and then you'll get to this option. You can choose new, which will allow you to set the units for your new file that you're about to create. And right here, we are just going to use feet as our default, which is often what architects use. And also here, recent, which will allow you to click or open the recent files that you just modified. And of course, open will allow you to open the file for the specific path. And on the top, all you have to know for now is just file. Right here is save or save as. Save is just you save this file to the specific path. And save as is basically you are saving a copy of the file that you are creating right now to a specific path. And on the second row here, right now, I only want you to focus on the standard, right? And on this tab here, there are a few things I want you to know. First, inside for Rhino, there are 4 default viewports: top, front, right, and perspective. If you want to see the specific views, you just double click this perspective and you can rotate it around. Be careful, you are going to use your right key to rotate around, and then you're going to use the middle key to zoom in and out. The left key, it is used for selecting things. And if you want to move the viewport horizontally, you have to select this tool. And another thing I want you to know is this zoom selected. For example, if you create a circle inside of Rhino and you cannot find it anymore, all you have to do is just Control A, which is select everything, and then click zoom selected. It will bring you right to the object you created or you're trying to find. One hint is that trying to create your object as close as possible to the origin for many different reasons, which we will talk in the future tutorials. And the next thing I want you to know is the full viewports. So sometimes when Rhino has a glitch, there's sometimes you cannot see many different kind of toolbars going away in like Rhino 5 or 4. This is a solution. And in this case, if we want to show like front view or top view, all we have to do is just click for viewports and it'll come back. And the next thing I want you to know is this visibility. So for example, if I created multiple points right here and I want to select this and I want to hide it, all I have to do is I will select those 4 points and click hide, right? But if I want to hide everything but those 4 points, what I will do is I will come over here to this triangle and then click isolate objects. Okay, so you see you hide everything else except the objects you just selected. So this tool is very handy. I will Control Z, which brings me back to the previous step. And right here is the layer, which we will talk about later right here on the section. So pretty much all you have to know is those few things: pan and zoom selected, viewports, and hide objects or show objects in different manners. Last thing, but not the least, is the option. Right here, you click it. This will allow you to set different things inside Rhino in a very detailed manner. For example, annotation styles, right? You can click it and it will allow you to choose different annotation style, basically feet decimal or inch fractional, so on and so forth. And also the grid, if you want to show the grid or not, the size of the grid, so on and so forth. The minor grid line spacing, right now it's 1 feet. That means each of those little grid within the grid is 1 feet. I want you to change something with me. It's modeling aids right here. You click this little triangle and you will select gumball. Make sure that you enabled gumball and rotate view around gumball. I will tell you what they are doing. Okay. Also make sure you select smooth gumball. So let's show you what is gumball. So once you select this item, you see this like red, green, and blue thing. This is gumball. And what the gumball can do is you can move things up and down by using this arrow. And if you want to make things very detailed, you can click it. For example, you type in 2 feet. And so this will exactly move up for 2 feet. Okay, so that's what gumball do. And also if we are making a complicated shape, let's say a rectangle, I will select this. And if I want to scale this on the Y direction for like 2 times, I would just click this little rectangle here and time 2. And if we want to do that on this direction, which is the X direction, we will do 2. It will just scale on that direction for 2 also. But if you want to scale everything uniformly, all you have to do is just select this and hold shift, drag it around. Okay, so that's what you need to do. And also this combo, you can see the arc here is very useful too. It helps you rotate things. You can rotate it freely, or you can just click and type in like 30 or 20. Then this whole thing will rotate 20 degrees along this axis. One last thing, because we select this thing right here, modeling as gumball, and rotate view around gumball is very useful. Somehow in Rhino, in the previous versions, they don't allow you to rotate things around gumball defaultly, which is very bizarre. But now I think in some of the default setting, they will automatically allow you to do that, which is a good thing. If it's not, please remember to select the modeling aids gumball and rotate views around gumball. What this is do is very straightforward. If you select this item, the gumball showed up, click your right key and move things around. You will make sure that your viewport will always focusing or rotating around this thing that you selected, which is very important and handy. Another very important topic is select with the cursor. If I want to select multiple objects here, what I can do is I'll click this point, I'll hold shift, I'll keep holding it while I click other items that I want to select, and then I can make it into a group by clicking group objects. Now, if I select any of the items within the group, the whole group has been highlighted. In order to reverse it, what I can do is just ungroup it. Now it goes back to the previous mode. Another way to do so is hold the left key, and then I'll be able to draw a rectangle from the left to right. This will help us to select all the items that has been fully covered by the rectangle. And reversely, if we hold the left key and draw a rectangle from the right to left, this rectangle can perform touch selection. So anything that has been touched, it doesn't have to be fully covered, it will be selected. The next thing I want you to do is to check this command line. This is very, very important. It's almost a key for the Rhino software that is a command-based software. So what command-based is very simple. For example, if I want a circle, I can just type in circle and click, and then I will just select a point and draw a circle. If you want to align your commands same for your Rhino versus for the AutoCAD, you have to come over here, options, aliases, right here. Right here, C means circle, which is exactly same as AutoCAD. Well, how do you do that? How do you import this kind of files to the Rhino? I made a separate video in the Rhino basics in my channel. So REC stands for rectangle. I click it. The beauty of the command based is, for example, if I click 0 right now and type in space, so it will start from this origin, and then you can select 3-point or round it, so on and so forth. For example, right now I can just free draw a rectangle, or if I don't want that, I will just can also hit space. It will just recall my last command, and I will just type in 0 and command will start from here again. And if I choose 3-point, what I can do is it will allow me to draw a rectangle using 3 points method. So I will click 1 point here and then another point here. Okay, so that's what the command line allows you to do. It allows you to have detailed commands within this command and have different kind of like functions. I typed in E, and which stands for delete, and I delete the items. And you can always go back to your previous steps and keep tracking on your commands. Again, the next thing, which is also very important inside of Rhino, is those toolbars here. We can start from the points. You can click and space, click, space, click. Again, space will just allow you to recall your last command. Or this little triangle here, click this. You can click multiple points without using space again. And then this polygon tool, right? You can just draw a polygon. And if someone's saying that, oh, I want to do things orthogonally, what I can do is you come over to here, click orthogonal, and then click this polyline again. You will see that it will only allow you to draw things orthogonally. And if you want to keep this default, but have some freedom at this moment, you can just hold shift and it will allow you to do that. Okay, if you release shift, it will go back to orthogonal mode. If you hold shift, you will just do that again. And once you are satisfied with this polygon, you just hit space, will end the drawing process. Same, if you click off the orthogonal and just use this tool again, if you hold shift, the orthogonal mode will come back. And if you just let the shift go, because right now the default is non-orthogonal, so you can draw things freely. And that's just what the polygon can do, and also the control point curve, that it can draw this completely extremely smooth curve, which means that no matter how much you zoom in, it's going to be a very smooth curve. This we will talk about later in different kind of tutorials, but all you have to know is that inside of these toolbars, you can do many different things, and it will fulfill 80% of your methods required to your building modeling process. The next topic is this bottom tab here. First, grid snap, very straightforward. If you zoom into this grid and you again draw a polyline, it will allow you to snap to the grid point. So that's what the grid snap doing. And if you click it off, of course, you can draw things freely. There will be no grid limit on any of those points. The next thing is orthogonal, which we have covered, the planar. If you draw a polyline here, right, it will default to draw the things on XY plane. You can see right here, X, Y. But if you, for example, draw a solid shape here, oh, by the way, inside of this perspective, right, there's a little triangle here. You can choose different display mode. For example, if I choose shaded mode, ghosted mode, X-ray mode, so on and so forth. Let's say let's use X-ray mode right here. And if I click planar and I draw a polyline again, now let's see. So we sort of like attached those points automatically to this surface that has the same height as the first point that we start for this polyline. If we click this planar off, then we do the same thing. We start from here. The next point we're going to draw is automatically attached to the default XY plane. So the Z value for everything is automatically becomes 0. Okay, so that's the difference. If you once again click the planar and you start drawing the polyline top of this cube, what is going to happen is like, even you draw it outside of this surface, it's going to have the same height as the start point. The next thing I want to show you is a O snap. You see that I cannot draw the points or on the circle if the O snap is clicked off. So what O snap is doing is once I clicked it on, and if I click end or near, right here is near. That means once my cursor is close enough to this curve, it will automatically attach to this curve, and this point will be on the curve. If I click this off, and I will draw a point again, no matter how close you are going to get to the point or to the curve, it's very hard to draw them together, right, to attach them. So once I zoom in, you will see this gap. But if I click near on, and then I can always draw the point on the curve. So once you zoom in, right, it's definitely on the curve. And of course, there are many other different things, points, mid or center. For example, the center one, if I want to find the center for this circle, there are multiple ways, but one of the easiest way is I will choose center, and I will move my cursor near the circle, and sometimes it will show me the center. If I click it, and then it will start from the center. The next one, intersection. For example, if I draw a line here, and if I want to find the intersection point, what I can do is I will click the point, and I'll make sure that this has been selected, and I can just find the intersection. So tangent, chord, knot, so on and so forth. We will talk about them in the specific cases in the future. So that's what we're going to cover for this part, except the last thing, the filter, which is very, very important. Let's say we have 5,000 different points within this 3D environment, and I want to select only the points. What I can do is I will click filter, and you will see that right here. Sometimes we can move it around. If you select points only, and you deselect the curves, you deselect the surface and polysurface, and now you select everything, all you can select are the points. Okay, so that is very important. And if I want to select the curves only, well, I want to select all the curves, I will just Control and A, I will select only the curves. This topic will bring us to another very important knowledge right here, the layers. If you want to put all the lines into this specific layer, all you can do is select all the curves or all the lines, and right here, right now they are on the default layer. Click this and just click this target layer, and right now they are all on this red layer, which is layer 1. You can rename them by double click it. And if you want to select this layer and turn off everything, just hide them, you can just click this bulb here. Or if you want to lock them, now if you click off the filter, you still cannot select any of those curves, right? But you can select every other items like the points and the cube because they are in the different layer. They are in the default layer right now. If you click right here, it's default layer. That means that it is a master layer. That means anything that you are drawing right now will be defaultly sent to this master layer. If you click here, right, anything you can draw is going to be defaultly sent to the layer 3. For example, if I draw a circle again, I just type in C and draw a circle. You see the color has been changed because the color for the layer 3 is blue. And of course, you can change material and line type, color, so on and so forth. And that's something we're going to cover in the future, more detailed tutorial. That's it. That's all we're going to cover today. Thank you.